And now we understand it's understood that Tottenham will not sell Kane to a Premier League rival this summer. Where do you stand on that, Danny? Simon, I'll come your way in a second. But, I mean, is there more attraction in breaking Premier League all-time records and picking up titles in a one-horse league abroad like the Bundesliga? I saw Bayern Munich getting linked to them.
I think if you were to ask, I think it's hard for a player while he's in his career to think how he'll feel when he's finished and look back. But my overriding memories is when I won things with Liverpool and the trophies I won. Yes, moments, goals. I know goal scoring is a bit different, and record breaking is an individual thing that lasts forever.
That was your boyhood club, though.
Yeah, but this is his team as well. But he's not going to win anything decent with Tottenham. They're nowhere near it, are they? So, you know, a League Cup or an FA Cup rather than. The thing is, depends where you leave. Where's your options? There's rumours about Bayern Munich winning 3 Bundesliga titles and maybe a Champions League, which is possible. They're one of the best teams in Europe. And being Tottenham's all-time goal scorer, and being England's all-time goal scorer, and being one of the best goal scorers the Premier League's ever seen, is still a hell of a way to be remembered. And I think the trophy bit at the end, which is highly likely in going to a club like Munich, is more beneficial to him personally when he's finished and he'll look back than maybe breaking the Premier League record.
Do you still feel that Tottenham are no closer to delivering what you say he needs, and we'll talk about that in a moment, what he deserves, and that's trophies? They're no closer to delivering that. I don't understand
what he deserves. I don't get that bit. But
you wrote that.
I didn't write what
he
deserves.
That Tottenham are no closer to delivering what Kane deserves. Trophies. Hello. It was your column.
Okay. Well, I don't really get why.
He's done a Martin Keown on us, hasn't he?
No, fair enough if I put it, but I don't think any individual necessarily deserves.
These bloody ghostwriters.
His talent deserves something. But yeah, he'll get that if he moves abroad. I think at Tottenham, what I mean by not being any closer, they lost to a Champions League. They lost in the Champions League final. They lost the league title when they had the best opportunity when Leicester won it. I don't think they're closer to winning the Champions League or league than they have been in the past. Nowhere near.
Where do you stand in it? Can you see Kane disappearing off to Germany, to Spain, in an effort to say, I want something before I quit?
I think Danny makes an absolutely fair point about the progress of Spurs. I think they've got a better manager in situ that will give them an opportunity if he's supported within reason. I don't see, what's better, a day as a lion or a lifetime as a lamb? Going to your cupboard in years to come and say, I won a Bundesliga as a British footballer. I don't think they'll care that much about it. I think he'd much prefer, if the option were available to him, which he might be excluded from, to win something in the league that matters to him, the country that he represents as his captain, and the league that he's played in all his career. Going to the Bundesliga or to La Liga, albeit the lure of Real Madrid is such that it pulls people there. But the real prize is the Premier League. The real prize is playing in the Premier League.
They're not going to win the Premier League.
And that is the question Danny answers. I don't think he'll go to Bayern Munich. I don't see him going to Bayern Munich, and I don't see the benefit of it. And I'm with Danny, albeit that he doesn't remember what he wrote, that I don't believe that anyone deserves anything other than the opportunities that you take.
Do you think there's also an issue? I mean, we don't know the lad personally, but do you think also as well there's a lifestyle in it as well? He's been in the same area all his life. That might be good for some people.
Possibly. But he tried to get himself out, didn't he?
Yeah, to Man City. But I'm on about a lifestyle opportunity where you're a bit older. You think, you know what, a couple of years somewhere else to live something new, breathe something new.
Yeah.
Have a new life experience. I don't know whether he's that way inclined.
Well, if it's down to him, but if it's down to Tottenham, how viable is that stance, Simon? If true, we're not selling him to a Premier League rival. The Premier League, that's where the money is.
And it's as viable as his contract. So how long has he got left at Tottenham? He's 29 years of age. If he's got 2 years left, then they'll not have a choice of where he goes at 31. If he's 31 and fit, Teddy Sheringham was still playing elite football at 36, 37.
Yeah, he was.
And Harry Kane is sort of cut from a similar cloth. As an intelligent footballer, and can play in a variety of different ways.
I agree with that.
So with that in mind, Tottenham won't control, because you can see him landing at Man United when he's 31, like Robin Van Persie.
Well, his contract expires next summer.
Well, there's your answer then.
It was 18 months.
There's your answer then. So Tottenham don't get to call the shots on this. If Tottenham want to get any dough out of it, they'll be selling him in the summer if he's not signing a new contract. If Tottenham want to limit where he goes because they don't want to profit an opportunity for a competitor in the Premier League, then they're going to have very little control over that, because if Harry Kane wants to leave in 18 months' time, he will be a free contract for Manchester United or other people to pick up. and he'll be gone to a team that might have a championship, chance of winning
So
the
in
Premier
order
League.
to get some money and sell him sooner than later.
But I think
would you sell him to a Premier League rival if you were Daniel Levy?
I'd find it difficult to square that circle. I understand Daniel's position, but then Daniel's not in control of his own destiny in this situation.
Well, all
18
he could
months.
do was keep him to the remainder.
All
of
he
his
can do is
contract.
keep him for the remainder of his contract. Hope that the forces that Harry Kane garners diminish as he gets older, and that ultimately it lands where fortune favours the brave. Harry Kane has had himself stymied once. I don't think he's going to have it happen to him again.
Yeah.
Unless he's really charged, unless he's accepted his position in the world. And
Do you
said,
think his passion for the club? I know he nearly went to City, and that's kind of gone now. And maybe he learned from that experience. Who knows? Do you think he's now in a position where he'll think he'll be loved and remembered more, and his legacy will be better kept intact at Tottenham by going to a foreign club rather than another
Well,
Premier
you're a
League club?
player. You tell me how that works in your mind's eye.
It would for me. But I'm just thinking he's already had the City thing, so maybe we're expecting too much. Maybe I think that's maybe the loyalty.
Well, I don't expect anything from Harry, neither should Tottenham fans. They should expect him to give his very, very best on the contracts that he's
While
agreed
he's
and signed
there.
with a football club. And that's all they can expect. I didn't like his behaviour a couple of years ago because I felt that you'd sign a contract for 5 years. If you're stupid enough to put yourself in that position where there's no release clauses, then look at your own representation and get on with the job that you have to do, which is playing for Tottenham. Your chairman made it very clear, you ain't going nowhere. And to be fair, there was a dip in his form. There was a dip in his form for 2 or 3 months, and people started to question him. He's now back, fully functioning, fully fired up. But I don't go to Danny's article. When I read it, I sort of went, I wonder who wrote this. So does Danny. So does Danny. But
No, that's not fair.
but I am
Highly unfair.
One word I got wrong.
taking a mickey.
Derek and Tottenham's kind of siding with you, Simon, all day long. Surely Harry would prefer to win something here instead of winning 5 La Liga titles. So obviously his career would probably determine that he's too late to do that. But he's from Chingford. What does he care about Spain?
No. So when you win something as a footballer, it's a different feeling than scoring a winner. I know he's got his name on the top of these charts, and I was talking to Alan Shearer about this in Doha, and he was explaining to me from a striker's point of view how proud he is of the records he's got and the goal scores, the being top of this and top of that, rather than winning 6 titles at Man U.
Yeah.
It's easy to say that when you haven't won 6 titles at Man U. When you've won trophies and you've had that feeling of togetherness, that feeling of... I'm not talking about players who've played 4 games and won a trophy. I'm talking about winning something by contributing, playing all the games, scoring goals, playing in a final and winning something, having that moment.
But there is also something unique about a football club that's 130 years old, how old Tottenham is, with some of the players that have played for it, and you're top of the pile.
But he's already
Your
got that.
history.
He's got that.
Well, he's got it now because he's just eclipsed Jimmy Greaves.
Yes,
Well,
he's got
Dave
it. So
agrees
it's
with you on
easier
that.
for him to leave now.
There's Dave who's saying, who remembers Alan Shearer winning 1 Premier League title? All his credits are for his Premier League scoring record.
But that's because he only won 1 title.
He's remembered from Harry Kane.
Yeah, but Kane hasn't won it even
No,
one.
but this is the point. Harry Kane will always be remembered now because of being a great goal scorer. Whatever he does next. Even if he wins the FA Cup this year with Tottenham, he's not going to be remembered.
But do you remember players as winners of medals, or do you remember teams? When I think of teams, I don't think Tim Sherwood won a championship medal for Blackburn, being captain of Blackburn. I think Blackburn Rovers won the 1995
Who was part
Premier
of that
League.
team.
Who was part of a team. Harry Kane stands out from that. Alan Shearer stands out from the achievements of teams and stands as an individual in a team game, which is quite a unique honour to take away from
It's
himself.
a personal... Matt Letizia will always be remembered as an amazing footballer.
Yeah.
Irrelevant of him staying at Southampton and not winning stuff. Still be remembered as an amazing footballer. Harry Kane will always be remembered as an amazing goal scorer, as Alan would be. Alan Shearer would be always remembered as a great goal scorer, whether he'd gone Newcastle or Man U. You're kind of right. What you win isn't that relevant on the outside perception. I'm talking as Harry Kane feels
As you know, as
when
a
he
player.
sat as 45, like I am, with your grandkid or your kids saying, and your kids are saying to you, what games did you play? What did you win? And Harry Kane goes, well, I scored 4 against Norwich on the last day of the season to win the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you were a great goal scorer, well done. And that's great, but what did you win?
So, Danny, when Kane is 45, who do you think will look back on and say he was a better striker, Kane or Shearer?
Who will? Me?
In general, how will we all view
Shearer.
it?
I think it'll be a debate that, depending on.
But we're asking you.
Well,
I would say Shearer. I thought Shearer was a marvellous, absolute miracle of a striker.
I think Shearer in terms of I think that's probably fair. What Kane's got left can still change that opinion.
Yeah. Because there's still plenty more goals than
And
him.
what Kane's got that Alan didn't have was that ability to
He's
run
60
about.
behind Shearer.
Well, he's actually 83.
Is that brackets in all competition?
No, that's because the first division that Alan scored 23 goals in for Southampton,
count
then
in the Premier
became the
League.
Premier League, which is ridiculous because it's still the top division of football.
We're just counting goals scored.
In the top league of English football.
Yeah.
83
Shearer
goals.
was marvellous, and in a team at times that was nowhere near it, and Tottenham have been near it.
Yeah, but
And
what Harry's got, that, and you're talking about Teddy had it, is that change of his game to drop in and play.
First yards in his
Shearer
mind,
couldn't
isn't it?
really
Yeah.
do the 10 role because he was an out-and-out striker.
Yeah.
So I think...
Yeah, but Danny, you've got more trophies than both of them.
Yeah, but that
What does that tell
Haven't you? What does that tell you, Simon?
I would
you?
suggest...
You think you'd be able to write your own article? That's what I should tell you.
I would suggest that Harry Kane has got time to still make a really huge impact
Yeah,
on what he does individually and trophy wins.
I agree. Long way to go yet, Harry. Not long for us. 3/4 of an hour. Stay with us.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.